So for our warm-up today, we are reviewing absolute value equations, which have two answers each. So the very first step that we need to do in order to solve these is we need to get the absolute value alone on one side. That is happening for almost all of them, with the exception of the first one. So a number outside an absolute value is the same as like a number outside a square root or outside a set of parentheses, means to multiply. So we're going to go ahead and do the opposite operation of multiplying by -2, which is dividing by -2. That cancels out, and we have the absolute value of x is equal to 4. Now, remember, our job of our absolute value is to ask ourselves, how far away from 0 are we on the number line? So we're looking for a number that's 4 spots away. Now, if you picture a number line, we know that if this is our 0 right here, 4 spots away is going to be a +4. 4 spots away is going to be a -4 as well. So basically, once we have this isolated, we split it into 2. Our first one is we have our x, and that's equal to the number exactly as is, because if we put the absolute value of 4 in there, we know that that's going to be 4. And then we take whatever is inside our absolute value, and we have it equal to the negative number on the outside. And that's because the absolute value of -4 is also 4 spots away from 0. So for this first problem, we have two answers, x is equal to 4 and x is equal to -4. Okay. Now, we already have for b isolated, so we are simply going to do what we just did. We're going to put whatever's inside our set of parentheses, x minus 3.2, and we're going to set it equal to 4.7, because whatever I do in here, I want it equal to 4.7. And then we go ahead and we do the exactly on the inside, x minus 3.2, but we make it equal to -4.7, because if we get this inside equal to -4.7, then we know the absolute value of -4.7 is also 4.7. So now we're just going to solve. We're going to add 3.2 to both sides. This cancels out, so x is equal to 7.9. That's going to be our first answer. And so when we have 7.9 minus 3.2, it's 4.7. And we ask how far away is 4.7 from 0 on a number line, and it's 4.7. Our second one here, we're going to add 3.2 to both sides. And I'm going to go ahead and use my calculator. We have -4.7 plus 3.2, and that is -1.5. So our second x is -1.5. And so when I put that in my calculator, -1.5 minus 3.2, that's -4.7, and the absolute value of -4.7 is 4.7 places away from 0 on a number line. Okay, so those are my two answers for that. Now remember, each of these equations, for the most part, will have two answers. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and continue this same way. So we have whatever inside, 9 plus 6x is equal to 4, and then we have 9 plus 6x is equal to -4. So we're going to go ahead and solve for x. We're going to subtract 9 from both sides, and we get 6x is equal to -5, and then divide both sides by 6. And so our first x is going to be -5/6. Okay. Our second one here, we're going to subtract 9 from both sides, and we get 6x is equal to -13. Divide both sides by 6, and our other x is equal to -13/6. You can leave it as a fraction, or you can use it as a decimal. However, if we have something that's a repeater, we generally tend to leave it as a fraction so we don't have to round. Okay. Our last one here, we have -7x minus 7 is equal to 1, and -7x minus 7 is equal to -1. So let's go ahead and solve. We're going to add 7 to both sides, and that leaves us with -7x is equal to -6. We're going to divide both sides by -7, and two negatives make a positive, so x is going to be 6/7. For our other one, we're going to add 7 to both sides, and that leaves us with -7x is equal to +6. Divide both sides by -7, and our second x is going to be -6/7. Okay, so it's been a while since we've done that. As you know, we always do reviews based on spiraling so that we remember things that we've learned earlier in the year. And as always, there's always a potential to have this on our next test or quiz. So make sure that you're understanding it. If you don't, make sure that you're going back and reviewing the video and the Desmos activity when we did work on this in the beginning of the year.